I've heard so many times that our 20s are the best years of our life, and I truly believed it. I thought I'll have it all figured out by then and be living my dream life with no big struggles whatsoever. Our 20s are the time when we discover things about ourselves we never knew before, when we try to find ourselves, our purpose, and when we finally start to understand who we are as a person. And honestly, I had no idea how much my 20s will change me and how much my life will be upside down. And I realized that actually the quarter life crisis is not really talked about much. And when I talk to anybody in my age in their 20s, they all are struggling with the same things. Hi and welcome to my new channel. My name is Sara and I just turned 26. In this video, I would like to talk about some of the struggles I've been through and how I deal with all of that. So the first thing I noticed was the need to explore myself on a much deeper level. And as I entered my early 20s, my mindset, my thoughts, my perception of the world and my life changed a lot, like actually a lot. And I started questioning so many aspects of my life, like my achievements and my skills, whether my dreams and goals are realistic and whether it aligns with what I believe in and what I want for my life. Should I focus more on the reality and try to set more practical goals? Or should I really pursue what I've always wanted? And I found myself in a position when I tried to fulfill other people's expectations, not my own. I started to believe that I'm just not good enough. Right now, I don't feel like I actually know what I want for my life. I feel like I lost it somewhere along the way, and now I just don't know what to do in future. So right now I'm trying many different new things, and I believe that our 20s are crucial for setting our goals for the future and defining our path in life. So trying out new things that you never tried before, I think it's very, very important, and you should really invest in yourself because you never know what skills you will actually need. And this is something that I underestimated back in college. So don't feel afraid if you're still unsure about what you want to do after you graduate, or if you already graduated. I think that you still have the time to explore yourself and your passion. You don't have to settle for just one job. Like, you need to explore. And what helped me to understand myself better are reading books about self-development, going out for walks, just relaxing, talking about my struggles with my family members, and of course, spending time with my pets because I just have to be surrounded by animals at all costs. And I realized that especially after moving out from my parents' house, I miss my pets so much. And it gives me a lot of energy when I'm with them. And when I'm actually not, I'm feeling anxious and depressed. So another challenge that I had to deal with was comparison. So seeing my old friends and friends from high school getting engaged, getting married, finishing their studies, or getting their first job, or even buying their own house. All of these things that we tend to compare ourselves to. And at first, I saw it as a sign of failure, which is obviously not true. Comparing yourself to others doesn't make any sense. And I was reading this book called The Courage to Be Disliked, and it helped me to understand so many things about the competition in our lives. So the competition is linked to the pursuit of superiority because of the desire to climb higher, to get to the peak faster than other people. But the philosopher explains that we think of competition in our lives vertically, but we should rather see it more as a horizontal, because everybody moves in different direction with their own goals in their mind, and as long as you move forward, that is enough. And the feeling of inferiority shouldn't come from comparing yourself to other people, but rather comparing yourself to your desired future self. Because in this case, the pursuit of superiority is actually beneficial for your life and it contributes to the thriving society. So do not try to fulfill other people's expectations, but focus on your dreams and your goals, because like no one else is going to do it for you in your life. You are the only one responsible for achieving the goals you set for yourself. Okay, and now the most irritating question. Why do we feel like we have to have it all figured out by now? Who told us that we have to know exactly what we want from our life once we hit our 20s? So people expect us to have a clear idea of what we want to do for the rest of our life. And that is actually crazy, because in your 20s, as I've already mentioned, you are just exploring yourself, and so many things change along the way. It is just the society's expectation. Ideally, we should get the perfect job right after graduation, then start thinking about marriage, about having kids, buying our own property. We were given this certain scheme to study, enter university to get a better job, find the job, get married, have children, and stay in the same job for years and years to come, and then retire. But honestly, no one cares whether that's something you want from your life, what your dreams are, or what your potential is. The only person who should care about that is you, because you are the one living your own life and creating your own future. And now your 20s is the perfect time to figure it all out. So please don't rush for others, but rather try to really understand yourself so that you know what path to take. And this is actually probably the biggest struggle of all, the desperate feeling of unfulfilled expectations and not being sure whether I'll be able to actually take charge of my life after graduation. And there are so many days when I feel just anxious and depressed that I've already missed the train, because everything I have achieved so far seems so useless. And even though I felt like I'm too young because I'm not prepared for anything, but at the same time, I feel too old for learning some of the new skills. I realized that it's never too late. I'm definitely not too old for any of these things. So instead of actually regretting that I didn't take upon the action, I just do it, try the different things I wanted to. I just don't want to regret not doing anything. I really hate it when the days like this come. I feel like I have no control over it. On the days like this, I know that I just have to go out for a walk, just spend the time alone in nature or with my dogs. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about is something I really did not expect to happen, and that is starting working on my flaws and insecurities that I never thought I would be able to change, and everything that just holds me back and damages my self-love and worth. So I'm trying to find my true self, being more authentic, care more about myself, about my mind, and not letting the society decide what's wrong and right for me. So I want to navigate through life according to my expectations. I used to be very sensitive because I actually believed all of these insecurities that I had, and it had nothing to do with people around me. It was only the mindset and the kind of relationship I had with myself. And of course, it takes time. I've been working on some of my flaws for 2 or 3 years, and it's definitely not perfect yet. But just seeing the progress and seeing how far I've come, it's so rewarding and such a great feeling. And now I also start to understand some of the sayings on a totally different level. To change your life, you have to start with yourself, because it is really about the mindset you have. And how I like to think about it right now is that your eyes are the best lenses of the world, of the outside world, and your mind is the greatest filter. So, this is how you actually create your own reality. This is why people see their lives differently compared to other people. You go through your own struggles, through your own ups and downs, and it's just the filter in your head, which is your mindset, that creates what kind of feelings you actually have, what kind of life you're experiencing, and how you're experiencing it. People believe that putting yourself before others, practicing self love, and pursuing our dreams is very selfish behavior, but it couldn't be further from truth. Because if you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else with your whole potential? If you don't pursue your dreams and your goals, how can you be supportive to others pursuing their own goals? And if you don't validate your own desires, why would you wish others their achievements? And if you don't prioritize yourself, how can you show up for your loved ones when they need you? If you don't put yourself before others, you'll never be the best version of yourself, best partner you can be, or the best parent, daughter, none of that. Okay, so those are the things that I think were the biggest challenges for me, and I really hope that if you relate to any of those things I've mentioned in this video, that it makes you feel a little bit more understood. I really hope you like this video, and please comment down below what your biggest struggle is and how you deal with it, so that we can help each other to navigate better throughout our 20s. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye!